If you're watching this message right now, this is your sign to take action in your life and be spontaneous. Do something that you wouldn't normally do. I've been in this season of just trying to survive. I've gone through a breakup and a hard financial storm, dealing with like inconsistencies in my work. And I was reminded by a friend that I need to actually have an experience and go out and live my life. And I think sometimes we get so trapped in our habits and our routines in life that we forget that we need to go out and actually have an experience, live our life, make us feel alive. And I think a lot of times God will speak to us by way through other people. And this reminder I got the other day, I was having a conversation with a friend of mine, and we were talking about how I was so happy that I got paid from this one project. And they have a policy that's net 60, which it takes 60 days for you to, receive the money after it's been invoiced. And he asked me, he said, "What is your plan? Like, you said you wanted to travel." And I was like, "Yeah, I want to travel next year." And when I told him that, he said his heart felt so heavy because he knew that I was looking for adventure in my life. He knew I was looking to kind of like break free from the mundaneness that I've been dealing with over the last year. And he's like, "Why don't you just go now? Why don't you just like go on a road trip now and spend 5 days and just go have an experience?" And what was funny is when he said that, I immediately thought of Nashville, because it's not too far, but it's far enough to make it like an interesting road trip. And he actually he had the same city in his head. He was about to tell me he was thinking of Nashville as well. So I was like, that's a synchronicity. That's a confirmation. That's not necessarily like I need to go to Nashville, because I'm not a huge country fan, but just the idea of charting yourself into the unknown, putting yourself in new environments, meeting new people, trying new things. I'm in this season of my life. My life I've been through these life cycles over the last, 10, 15 years. And I feel like I've learned all my lessons. And I'm at a point where I'm just so ready to just kind of go out and have an adventure. And I think a lot of that, for a lot of people, is confidence. You have to have solid, convicted confidence to want to go out and do that, especially by yourself. Now, doing it with somebody else, that's obviously much easier. But again, I've been in this stage of my life where I've been going out to, different cities and just having a little experience for myself, coming back. I would call them micro adventures. And what I'm trying to share with you guys is, if there's like a place in your heart or you've been wanting to do something, just take action. Just put one foot in front of the next. I today told myself, I want to start planning for this trip. And what I did was I went on Google Calendar and I printed out the month of December, and then I started looking at Airbnbs. I bought a portable tire pump for my car, and I was like getting really excited because I'm already starting to lay the groundwork for what this trip might be like. And the city that I'm interested in visiting is Bentonville, Arkansas, because Bentonville is known for its mountain biking, and I'm a mountain biker. And my friend Lindsay lives there. And I've always been into nature, into like being out in the elements, going hiking, going mountain biking. And it was so funny because we were torn between like Nashville or some other city. She's like, you don't strike me as somebody that would like Nashville. You're not into country music. You don't like to drink. You're not into like going to bars and that sort of thing. I was like, yeah, you're right. So that makes sense. But it wasn't, again, a lot of times when you hear messages from God, it's not so much the specific destination. It's just the spark that you need to take some action in your life. And you have to be intuitive enough to recognize those signs. And I'm just in that season of just being intuitive, listening to my higher self, understanding where I'm supposed to be, and challenging myself, stepping into the unknown, doing things I wouldn't normally do. And I urge you, like, if you've gone through a shift, lean into that. Be more open, have your heart open. Do things, put yourself in environments that you wouldn't do with your old self. And this is like a new chapter for me, for you guys. Everybody's gone through the same sort of hero's journey, if you will, relative to their life. And as somebody that's lived in Milwaukee, Wisconsin most of my life, I've had stints in LA, Vegas, and New York, but I'm just in such a exploratory mindset in my life. And I really have a lot of gratitude to my ex-girlfriend, because she was like the catalyst for me taking that much more seriously. I was such a homebody. She would give me shit because there's a lot of beautiful places in Wisconsin to go visit. And she'd be like, have you been here? And I was like, nope. And like, again, that miles of the past would not go out in those uncharted waters. I wouldn't put myself in those environments. But if there's anything that you can get from this message, is just recognizing the signs, taking action, because you never know where that might lead you to. You never know what you'll take back from that experience. And ultimately, you cannot let fear get in the way, because at the end of the day, you're going to be fine. So much of what we struggle with is like projection. It's like our mind has no business thinking about these things that could happen. And at the end of the day, you just need to live your life. You need to have some experiences. You need to put yourself in environments that challenge you and help you grow. And you will be so much more fulfilled in life. So you got to understand, is like, we have constructs in this world, in our societies. And those constructs are meant to have some order in our lives. But the problem with that is we get so sucked into them because it's based off of survival, and our brain just wants to be in a comfortable state, that we never try to test the waters beyond that. And I'm just so sick of like playing small and really not challenging myself. And that is the whole key to life, I think, is really just not being afraid, taking action, and just having a good attitude. And I hope you find this message worthwhile. And I really try to do a good job of just creating YouTube videos. It's been fun, you know. It's been fun sharing this journey with you guys. You guys are on a journey. I'm on a journey. But I hope that some of my wisdom resonates with you. And I hope in some way you take action in your life to fulfill your desires, because it's all possible. And never give up. And you will ultimately get what you want, but you just got to keep showing up.